Hello, friends. Hello, everybody. Let's make sure I am live here. And I'm just double checking with my Instagram. Let's see if it worked for Instagram. Oh, not sure. Come on, you. Hello, friends. Let's see if we got this. Uh-oh. I know I've got a few of you here for some reason. I see good morning, everybody. I'm just trying to get my Instagram to go live. And it's misbehaving. So please bear with me. Here I was all set to go live and so on and so forth. So hold on one second. If you're okay with it, just give me 1 second. I might have to go back into here to edit this. Oh, man. Can I add that? Sugar. Thank you for your patience, everyone. Oh, man. All right, I'm going to try one more time. If not, I apologize for those who were on Instagram and I am not streaming. Let's see if we could try it one last time. Otherwise. Oh, I know what to do. Hold on here. I think I got it. I think I got it now. Maybe. Oh, it's really, I know someone that had a challenge with Instagram with this the other day. Hold on. I might be able to do it now. Here we go. Hold on. Let's see if this worked. But I do know of someone who was a little bit challenged with the Instagram just recently. And I think I got it. Woohoo! All right, I'm in. Sheesh, only took 3 minutes. Hello, everyone, being super patient here on all of the platforms. Facebook, Mystical Moon, Facebook, Laurie Baracco, YouTube, good morning. And now I am live in the Instagram, on the Instagram of the Mystical Moon Instagram page. Hello and welcome. I am Laurie Baracco, and it is Friday, January 17th. And I thank you for joining me. And today I'm going to be talking about manifestation and consciousness. Hello, Marjorie. Good to see you. I'm glad you made it today. And yes, I will be answering messages at the end. Good morning, Janet. Good morning, Roxanne. And I thank you all for being here, whether you're watching afterwards on either Facebook or YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in every week and also watching and commenting and sharing on my weekly predictions as well. I did want to just drop something in for a moment. I know that many of you have reached out to me for private sessions, and my schedule is booked out until next year. I'm going to say it might be February or March of 2026. So if you're interested in a reading, please, I'm sorry, Amy, contact Amy at themysticalmoon.com. She knows my schedule better than I do. She has the list of people to call. She knows where you're at on the list. I don't usually, have an idea of where people are. Amy is the one who will schedule appointments if you're looking for a private session with me. And I am grateful for all of those who have put their faith and trust in me for sharing messages from spirit to help them on their spiritual journey. So if you're interested in a private session, please reach out to Amy at themysticalmoon.com and she will be able to assist you there. And again, I am booked out. It might even be March or April of 2026. I'm not 100% sure. And so I am grateful for all of the clients that continue to put their faith in me and the messages that come through with Spirit for over 20 years. And yeah, so I just wanted to put that out there because I know a lot of times people reach out and ask if they can schedule a session, but I am not in control of my book. Well, I should say that is I've delegated that to Amy, and Amy is in charge of my schedule. Same thing, right? All right. So, anywho, good morning, everybody. So, we're going to talk about consciousness and manifestation. And it's an area that, that we all will struggle. There will be an area or two that we struggle with in manifestation, whether it's your health, your love life, overcoming past old beliefs, your finances, jobs, and so on and so forth. And so I want to talk a little bit about manifestation. Okay, I'm just going to click over quick to see if anybody is watching. Hello on Instagram. It's so good to see you there. All right, so manifestation. That's an umbrella that really covers so many different things. And so today's topic, hopefully we'll drop in some seeds and for contemplation to think about how we are active participants in our lives and what we experience. And I do believe, and maybe you don't agree or it doesn't resonate with you, but I do believe we have, there's this outline of your journey here on this planet as a spiritual being, a spirit having a human experience. And so that is just one small part of you. Your personality self is a small, just little smidge aspect of your divine essence, which we are multidimensional. And so as Laurie, I had an outline, and I before I incarnated, I had experiences I wanted to have, people I wanted to connect with, other souls. And so I co-coordinated with other souls, as well as the I am presence, the God source, the light, came up with a game plan, a basic game plan. I want to be born as a female, and whatever year I was born, in a certain area, and these would be the themes. These are the themes that I will experience in my life. And some people that, with the souls I've worked with, are catalysts for change, whether positive, negative, but they will be there to instigate growth within my path. There are certain belief systems, there are certain parameters, there are certain restrictions and challenges that this soul wanted to have as a personality. And so when it comes to manifestation, there may be some things that my personality self wants to experience, and it's not in the agreement or any of the agreements. There's not even an amendment to the agreement. And so no matter how hard I try, it may not come together. But before I get to that realization, I might need to look at that concept, that manifestation, from a few different angles. Does it make sense? I'm just going to take a moment and see if this makes some sense or resonates with anybody here, right? So it's a complex concept, but I'm trying to simplify it a little bit. Does that make sense? Let's see. Hey, friends on Instagram, if you could see me, hear me, let me know. And also on Facebook or YouTube as well. I always want to make sure that people can hear me. Although chances are, if you did not hear me, if you couldn't hear me or see me, you would say, hey, we can't hear you or see you, right? Makes sense. A little bit of sense, right? So there's the desire of the personality self that maybe I want to manifest a yacht that I will have, and it'll be docked in whatever, in Fort Lauderdale. And so to get there, I might look at some of my belief systems or the how that can happen, the possibilities and the potentials. And so I will go through the motions. And then at the same time, hopefully I will meditate on this. And hopefully I will pay attention to the doors that open, the doors that close. Like an example of a door that might close is that all of a sudden I develop seasickness, motion sickness. Therefore, I might say, ooh, I don't know about the yacht now. And meanwhile, my divine self and my guides and the light is saying, shoo, okay, at least she got that message. Like now she has developed, she developed seasickness. So therefore the yacht's off the table because it was never on the table. And hopefully she understands that. But what if I was really stubborn and I said, well, I think I can overcome this. Let me work with some, medicines or herbs, or maybe there's some hypnotherapy, right? That I can work with, right? That maybe help me with changing that. And then it still happens. And then they're like, oh my gosh, she's so stubborn and she's not getting the clues, right? So then, so those are just some extreme examples, but they're very practical and we can maybe see how that could apply to our lives. Yes. So that's something to maybe consider. Hopefully that's a seed that has dropped in for you to think about a little bit. Yes. Okay, I'll wait a moment for some comments. Okay. Good morning, everyone. I see more people have joined. Good morning, everyone. Make a little bit of sense, and I know there's a little bit of a delay here. Okay, so we all manifest. We manifest consciously and subconsciously, unconsciously. We manifest through patterns and habits and belief systems as well. Yes. So today we're going to kind of look at that a little bit, and maybe we can go through the processes or the steps later on and be more proactive with our thoughts, our behavior, and our belief systems. And maybe we can be a little bit more flexible. So I'm going to talk about that. Okay, so what is manifestation? It's the process of bringing thoughts, intentions, and beliefs into reality. So that's just like, basically, that's what manifestation is. And so understanding though, so our consciousness and awareness and our vibrational state does help shape our perception and experiences. And so I did want, let's see if I'm going to share a story later. I shared the story with Amy and I kind of butchered it because I left out a main point of it. So I'll try to give you like the brief cliff notes there too. And so I think I do see Amy there online. Hey, Amy, just FYI, I did have people reach out to you if they're interested in a session. So sorry. If you get an influx of, if you receive an influx of emails, that might be why people might want to see where they're at on the list and so on and so forth. Okay, so our belief systems, our vibration, and our consciousness do play a huge factor into the manifestation process. And so there is a connection between raising your consciousness and manifesting effectively. What does the concept of raising your consciousness mean? What is that? Because people will say that all the time, you need to raise your consciousness. What does that mean, right? What does that mean? So I'm going to pause for a moment to see what everybody has to say. So what does that mean to raise your consciousness? I say, hey, girl, hey. Good morning, everybody. I'm just sharing some of the, just acknowledging those who have tuned in. Good morning. So Amy, yes, Amy, you will receive some emails, I'm sure. Raising consciousness, anybody? Thoughts around it? And Marjorie says also connect to the higher self and God. Yes, it's raising your consciousness. Your vibration consciousness is the level. Let's see if I can share how spirit wants me to share it. Raising your consciousness is changing your vibration, the frequency that you exist at, and that the light you hold, your potential for connection to spirit, to your divine self without as much of restriction, such as negative belief systems or limited belief systems, or raising your consciousness also is working through your stuff, right? So if there are there are unhealthy lifestyle habits that you have, that is going to hold you at a certain frequency and vibration. Now, there is a difference between aligning and vibing with someone's vibe, feeling like, oh yeah, I dig their vibe, or simply being around someone who you could feel a heaviness. So the heaviness you feel doesn't always mean that they are a lower vibrational person, which just means that they maybe have some limited belief systems, and maybe like fear and grief and self-sabotage, and there's some healing work. I mean, we all have healing work. There's a difference between someone who has a lot of that heaviness and feeling that heaviness, and someone not being aligned and being a match for our vibration, right? Say if you are more of an empath, someone feels the energy around them, they feel their environment, and they're very sensitive. They may not be an energetic match for someone who is very loud and just going all the time, and who just has a ton of energy and who's not very grounded, right? So that is not an energetic match. So just because you don't vibe with someone, it doesn't always mean they are of a different consciousness. It could be a personality thing too. So I just want to kind of put that out there. And I'm going to check on some of the comments here. So Patty says to be more present. Yes, that is raising your consciousness. Roxanne says, I felt like I'm in a pattern of 3 steps forward and 2 steps back with this. So maybe some of this had to do with what's possible and what's not. Maybe not. Maybe it's your approach. Hey, Gina. So she wanted to talk about the question about raising your consciousness. So who you surround yourself with is basically what I think too is what you're saying is beware of fake people, trusted, discernment. Discernment can help you also to look around your surroundings and be careful and not be so trusting, right? Regina, what if like I don't know if you just tuned in or if you have been watching since the beginning. If not, you might want to go back and watch the beginning of the contracts that our souls have. Someone may have agreed, and we agreed to have an issue with trusting too much and trusting too soon and learning that discernment, right? And so sometimes it's like we do all we can to connect and be present and to like keep our guard up, and then whoop, something slid in under the radar, right? That's probably a soul agreement, right? Yeah. Okay. So just tuned in. So go on back and check. All right. I have to pause for a minute because I keep looking over here, and I have I have cards here, but I keep looking over here, and I feel like whoever's tuning in, whether it's live or recorded, someone just lost a pet, and it felt like a dog. I mean, lost. They had to say goodbye to them. They crossed over the Rainbow Bridge, and I'm really feeling like somebody's pet wants them to know that they're here, and they were always right next to them. And I don't feel like it's my pet. I don't feel like it's one of mine. I really felt like it's someone else's. I just want to acknowledge someone's. Well, I really feel like it's a dog that they just said goodbye to, and they've been thinking about them. And you just need to know that your fur baby's around you these days. Okay. So I'm going to check over here to Instagram and read some of the comments. And Lana says, "Oh, how do you personally raise your consciousness?" How do I raise my consciousness? So I'm going to share some of the tips around that. Of how I've worked through that. And it's an ongoing process. If you are human, if you're on this planet, There's always more potential for raising your consciousness. Mm. So I'm looking at the comments and reading them. So there could be more than one. I did feel a dog, but did your mom's cat Marjorie act like a dog too? So Marjorie's little black cat just passed. And then Lisa says she just lost her dog. And then Gina says her dog Blaze. So it could be one message, several fur babies. Like you just need to know, like this baby was right next to you. So it could be several of them are saying, just acknowledge us that we are still with them. We still love them. We're still part of their lives. And I am not just a figment out of your imagination, Aw. Oh, Marjorie says, so here, living here since her mom had passed, the cat, your mom passed, and the cat is here too. Well, that's a possibility too, just because cats are multidimensional. And so they travel in the astral realms and they help us with expanding our consciousness. So one of the things you can do is go on a journey. If you have a cat, go on a journey with a cat. They can take you to amazing places as a guardian. And Lisa says, oh, I thought I felt him. Thank you for the validation. So I really believe that this message is for more than one person. And I'm so glad that that resonated for you. Okay, so with raising your consciousness, your vibration, your awareness, there are the power of belief systems. Everything is a belief system. I am lucky. I am unlucky. I can do that. I can't do that, right? It's not possible. It's possible. Those are belief systems. Everything is a belief system. And so how deeply we hold our belief systems creates our reality. And some of the belief systems, and I sometimes call them rules, like have them as rules of engagement. These are the rules of my life. These are the beliefs I stand by, the tenets I stand by, right? So some of them are necessary to help keep us safe. Some of them are outdated, right? So the belief systems. It could be like, say, and I'm not calling anybody out or like, I'm going to try to find a different example than that. No, mustaches. What if you can't trust people with mustaches? Male or female, right? So what if you had an unfortunate experience and it seemed like you had several different significant others that had mustaches? Therefore, a belief system might be created that those guys or women with mustaches cannot be trusted. What if, right? So that's a belief system that maybe, might be limiting, might not be, right? Because that's not, right? That's not, that's, I was going to say it's not true. It's not true in my world, but it might be true in someone else's world. Okay. See, so that's where Spirit's saying, someone else's reality is different. It might be someone's reality. Maybe not. Right. So that is an example of limiting belief systems that we can move through. Yes. Let's see. I want to get through the material so that I can check in with some questions. So through my professional and personal observation, we are often the limiting factors in manifestation. Me personally and professionally, with all of the thousands of clients that I've worked with. So saying it can't happen or clinging to past disappointments hinders our ability to manifest. Sometimes we're not meant to manifest something because it isn't aligned with our destiny or charted soul course. Touched upon that before. So an example would be understanding the balance between free will and divine timing, right? Going through that checklist of, okay, let me pay attention to the signs. Let me see how much resistance. Is it outer resistance, inner resistance? And journaling, meditation, and so on and so forth. Now I'm going to share the story. Hopefully, Amy, I don't butcher it. The Magellan story. Has anybody ever heard the story about Magellan, the explorer, when he embarked on a new land? Has anybody ever heard about that story? Anyone? Now wait a moment for comments or no, yes. And like I said, I'm going to try to remember all the parts and pieces. I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes version of this. And I was reintroduced to the story. I completely forgot about it a long time ago. And now I really do have an even deeper understanding of this concept. So, okay, Marjorie says she has heard of this, and Roxanne not familiar. All right. Study Magellan in school. So, Janet, did you hear the story about, did you study or are you familiar with the story of how Magellan, the explorer, he had a large ship. And so he came upon a new land, territory. And there were people on that island, I believe it was an island, who hadn't been exposed to other civilizations and other people. And there was a mixture within the civilization, within their community, we'll call it community. And so within their population, community population, that there were everyday people, right? And then there were also the medicine people, the shamans. And so when Magellan wanted to go visit this land, he had his ship, and then he sent out boats, smaller boats, wooden boats. Yeah, of course, they were wooden boats, but boats that were smaller where they rowed, and they made it to land. Right, so they made it to land. And so some of the people there, they were like, what the heck is that? And it appeared that these boats were coming ashore from out of nowhere. They were trying to figure it out. They're like, what the heck is going on here? And so the people arrived, and they tried to communicate to them that, yes, we came from here. And the village, well, I'll call them villagers, they were like, where did you come from? And they were trying to explain, we came from that big ship over there. And they were like, we can't see it. They couldn't see it. And so then the shamans came. And so they saw they saw the boats. They couldn't still understand what was going on or where they came from. It appeared they were dropped out of the sky. And then through more inner inquiry and shamanic work, the shamans, who had a flexible belief system, who already connected to the other realms, who were open to other possibilities, began to start to see the giant ship or ships offshore. And then it started to make sense. And then they started to introduce the concept of a giant ship that these people couldn't even fathom. And so then the people started to see it because it was introduced to them. And slowly they started expanding their belief systems and their consciousness and the potentials and possibilities. So that is a really profound story, and it's true. So if you think about that, right? So what am I limiting as a possibility, and how can I expand the possibilities? And so I don't know if some of you are familiar with critical mass, that is the collective, and our belief systems and what is possible. So I'll use an example. With empathy, being an empath and sensing people's vibration and energies, we have reached a critical mass where more of the collective has been introduced to empathy, and that it's a thing, and that you're not just being sensitive. Same thing with UFOs and aliens. They've always existed, but the critical mass has shifted and is shifting. And so now we have been introduced of the potential of, yes, there is other life out there. Of course there is, right? And so we have reached that critical mass. Just like, I'll use another example, past lives. It used to be when clients would come to me that not many believed in it, or even, just were like, no, I don't think so. But now we have reached a critical mass where the consciousness has tipped, where everybody is like, oh, okay, now I can understand. Now I can understand. Now I'm open to more possibility. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense, right? So you can see we are at the point of many critical masses, right? And so so then it's everyone's responsibility to, yeah, I've got some concerns though, to be honest, and I'll talk about that in a minute. I am going to talk about it. So, what is the, like, what is acceptable? What is not? Our responsibility is to be the most healthiest version of the potential of ourselves, to live by, the golden rule, to intentionally not to intentionally to respect others, to have compassion for others, to keep healthy boundaries, but not intentionally trying to harm others or disrespect them in that way, to align with our path, to be in alignment with our destiny and embrace our gifts. Now, then there are the influences of negativity, the egregores, the thought forms that float around that they feed off of energy. They feed off people's reactions. So then you look at like some of like the no censoring of certain things or the intention to try to program people. Some people say it's TV, some people will say it's social media, right? So there is that concern too. And then you have AI, right? But we can shift the critical mass for all of us in a positive way, right? By taking responsibility for your actions, your inactions, and align with your purpose. All right. So is that like are you with me? You agree? You question that? I'm just going to read some of the comments. Hey, Barb. And I'm glad the story helped. And Roxanne says, Magellan was the name of the earliest versions of electronic satellite navigation for boats. That's right. That's right. That's right. I forgot that. And Gina says that story was helpful. Marjorie says, I'm an empath and sensitive. I have to be careful, right? But now we have reached a critical mass where more people are aware of this. And the consciousness, right? Like the consciousness of the collective. More people are interested in meditation, right? And there are different time periods where there is more of a focus or we have tipped that critical mass. And you'll see trends as well. All right, so I'm checking in with Instagram. How's everybody doing? Are you with me? You're not with me? Tricia says, I'm taking notes. And Gina says, boundaries. I get people drawn their desires to me because I'm an empath healer. Empath inhaler and clairvoyant, and just found out I'm learning. Yeah. And we're all learning, right? There are different tiers of empowerment, learning for ourselves, and so on and so forth. Yes, I know you're a healer. So hopefully, right? So that I could feel it, I could see it. I with sharing that story, which was reintroduced to me again. I heard that story maybe 20 years ago in the beginning of my intentional journey with consciousness. Hopefully I could see everybody's like, oh my gosh, let me think about that. Whew, and everybody's like, I'm ready to expand. I'm ready to get rid of these limiting beliefs. And so we all do our part one little bit at a time. And I had shared with my friend that's what we do here. And we do it everywhere we go. But that is one of the main objectives or assignments from spirit for the center, the mystical moon, whether you come in through the doors or we're connecting here. And one of my roles and the people that are alongside me, not above me, not below me, alongside me, that's what we do. People come in and we're helping with shifting and tipping the critical masses, right? And Kathy said she can remember some of her past lives. She was also led in a past life regression, which was very successful. Oh, definitely. Learning about who you were or are can help you with embracing those gifts and understand some of the patterns that we have. And then Roxanne, managing the nervousness that comes with being an empath is hard for me sometimes. It really can be, but identifying it like, okay, that just came from that situation, or me going down that rabbit hole. Not healthy. I'm going to make a mental note and I'm going to shift and clear some of my energy. And Marjorie says, I've been sending out love to the world with intention. Awesome. Oh, thank you, Kaylee. She said she's been coming here since 2018. Oh my gosh. 7 years. And I will keep coming back forever. We're amazing. Thank you. No, you're amazing. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your light with us. Thank you. All right, so let's get into some more of my sharing. So I think I pretty much got that story. How'd I do, Amy? I think I got the gist of it. If you're still watching, Amy, how'd that go? It's better than that main part I left out. She's like, okay, now it really makes sense. Okay. She's so patient with me. So the message with that story is our beliefs and limited perceptions shape what we see and experience. Once awareness is expanded, new possibilities emerge. So do we understand now how this goes into manifestation? Because it has to do with your consciousness and your belief systems. Spot on. Thanks, Amy. Oh my gosh. I see you, Joni. I hope you're doing well, Joni Lynn. So let's talk about raising vibrations and shifting your perception. So by tending to our vibration, it helps us with perceiving more and aligning with what we want to manifest and what is our destiny. So there's also a connection between energy, emotions, and what we attract. I think one of the keys there is to be aware of what you're doing. That's part of being present. And sometimes you got to reflect upon it later and think about, okay, like that was empowering. That was a shit show, right? Reflecting upon our emotions and how we got to where we're at or what led up to an experience. So here are some ways that I'd like to share with you of how I work with raising my vibration and clearing my energy, which you do need to do. We are human. I've said this, I don't know how many times, probably tired of me saying it or hearing it. You could probably recite it with me, but when you clearing your energy, grounding yourself, being responsible with the energy you add to a situation, the energy you take away, and where you're at is on us. And there are different things that you can do. You can smudge, you could take salt baths, you could spend time in nature, you can work with cord cuttings, you can journal, you can work with aromatherapy. You can work with crystals, affirmations, use copper. A copper ring will help cut the cords of energy and help you with cleansing your auric field, the energy field that is around you. So just here are some suggestions, and then I might add more to it. So practice gratitude daily. Focus on what you have to shift your mindset to abundance, right? So gratitude, what am I grateful for? Well, I'm grateful for a new day. I'm grateful for waking up. I'm grateful for good teeth, right? So I'm grateful for the people I have around me. I'm grateful that I am loved and I have the opportunity to love. And I'm grateful for the things that I get to do, like connect with all of you, right? And community. And children and fur babies and having a husband that cooks, right? And having people who have my back, right? So there are so many things we can be grateful for that does help us shift our energy, because we often, me included, myself included, focus on what is not manifesting and what is not going well. We often do that. Yep. So the gratitude is going to remind us, like, this here, even though we're really emotionally invested, is, it's a thing, but look at all of this over here that I do have working for me. So then we have to go through the checklist of why it may not be manifesting, not my destiny. I have limiting belief systems. The timing is off. This manifestation involves another party. So therefore I might have to wait for them, or maybe I'm connecting and wanting to manifest with someone who's not in alignment with me. Meditation is really important as well. So I'm shifting to the next one. Meditation, regularly quieting the mind and being open to new possibilities, right? So, new possibilities, that's really important as well. Meditation doesn't mean you have to sit quietly and not have a thought. There are many different ways to meditate, which is simply quieting the outside world and turning inwards. There are baths you could take. A bath, taking a bath and soaking for a little bit is a meditation. Working with a creative activity such as knitting or sewing or painting is a meditative activity. Listening to a guided meditation is meditative. Coming to a crystal bowl meditation like I have tonight, that's meditative. Um, uh, Sitting outside on your lanai, listening to the birds, that's meditative. Anytime you're able to be in the zone, and we know when we're in the zone, is a meditative practice, because then you're listening to the thoughts, or you become more aware of the thoughts that are flowing through your body. And then you are able to tune into the emotions and the feelings that you have. That is meditative. So in order to raise your consciousness, it's imperative that we have some practice of turning inwards, tuning in, listening to the internal dialogue and the feelings and what our body is telling us. Yes. And how often you do that depends upon your schedule and where you're at. So the next thing is changing limiting belief systems. Journal about your fears and reframe them into empowering beliefs. Sometimes, again, a belief system is in place to help you get through a certain situation, like the old promises we made to ourselves, to our souls. Like, I'm never going to do that. And then if you find yourself after some experiences and some healing work and reflection, like, okay, I think I want to try that again. I do that all the time, though. I'm like, I'm not doing that. And I'll state it, I'll think it, I'll say it out loud, and then look at me already. My posture is saying, yeah, maybe I was like too harsh with that or too quick to judge that situation, right? So being flexible too, changing your limiting belief systems. And some of them are purposeful, and some of them you may have a belief system, a creed, a personal creed of how you live your life. And maybe you'll have that all of your life, right? And it's not up to us to change other people's belief systems. That is on us, our own belief systems. You're responsible for your own belief system. Using visualization techniques, so seeing and feeling how your desired outcome, see and feel your desired outcome as if it's already happening, right? Seeing yourself when the things are like you're on the other side of that hump, and seeing yourself happy, whole, and healed. And imagining, daydreaming it into life, imagining it into existence, how you'll feel. Celebrating, not being attached to how you're going to get there, but seeing yourself on the other side of it. And sometimes it may be helpful to think about, well, what would it take? What can I do? Maybe we don't know what to do to get there, what method or belief systems or the tools that are needed to get there. Putting that out there and asking Spirit to help you with the clarity and alignment will help you with your manifestation. So I'm going to pause for a moment to see if there are any comments. Thank you, Gina. You're so sweet. And Patty says she's having a difficult time from shoulder surgery, working on breathing and releasing tension, which is making pain. Oh, you can work with crystals. You can send healing energy, rubbing your hands into the places where there's discomfort. You can look at also with Chinese medicine, there are belief systems that are with it, right? So what responsibilities are you shouldering, or does it fall on your shoulders that you can delegate? Because it's like carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders. I know we've all heard that one, right? So how can we shift that? So maybe working with a little bit of that. Gratitude is effective. Daily gratitude journal. Gina's talking about her health. Health is improved. Good. So Roxanne asks, what's recommended to quiet the mind when you're trying to go to sleep at night and can't settle it down smoothly? You know, there are some apps that I think are timed as well. You could listen on your phone. Breathing, mantras, telling those thoughts to go away, you're not productive. You can set an intentional prayer of what you would like to manifest. You can pray for yourself. You can pray for others, saying, I'm sending healing energy and prayers to those I love. I'm sending healing and prayers and wisdom, asking Spirit to help support me in this way. Some people might do some of that EFT, emotional freedom tapping. Some people might work with aromatherapy. Some people might, I just feel like there's something that needs to replace it, Roxanne, like a mantra, a prayer, an intention, affirmation slash spell. There's some really beautiful mantras like Om Mani Padme Om, Om. I feel like there's something with the repetition of something that may help you. That might help a little bit. And Lena says, same season started when I got separated. This page. Oh, thank you. You are really sweet. Thank you, Lana. All right. You're welcome, Roxanne. Spirits and herbs have been helping Gina with sleep. She has really bad insomnia, been able to listen really well. You know, Roxanne, I'm going to drop this in because this might help too. There are meditations, and I know I've recommended her many times. There's Kelly Howell, Kelley, Howell. She has YouTube page. She's like probably on Spotify and all the things. She has guided meditations, and she has some for sleep as well. She's also can help. There's also there are ones for like stress relief. Kelly Howell is one of my go-to people. And maybe listening to some frequencies like the hemisync or the solfeggio, or there are some that have certain hertz, the megahertz, I believe it is the hertz, certain megahertz that have certain frequencies and vibrations. The way the music has been created, that can help with reprogramming the brain. Let's see. Visualization. So surrounding yourself with high vibe people with those who inspire you, and vice versa. You inspire them and who uplift you. It just feels good to be around this tribe. I don't have 20 or 30 people that fit in that tribe, although I have acquaintances, but the people that I spend the most of my time with, it feels good, right? You just feel good. You feel light. You feel inspired. It's like, oh, this is a good connection. And I do want to drop in, there are some times that people, as a side note, just feel so connected to someone. They're like, that's my soulmate, but it's a toxic situation. That is not a high vibe scenario. Okay. Just throwing that out there. Who you spend your time with and who you surround yourself with is an alignment energetically, and you blend and merge energies. Learn something new. Expand your mind by exploring new topics, hobbies, or cultures, and going and doing new things. I often encourage people who are stuck in a rut to go to, say, a different Publix, go a different way to work, go a different way home. That is going to expose you to different experiences. Okay, so learning something new, spending time out in nature, ground yourself and tap into the earth energy. Be with the elements. The fragrance says earth, water, air, fire. Water, go by the water, drink more water. Fire, or the element of fire, light a candle, connect with the fire beings in a healthy way, right? Earth, herbs, foods, nature, birds, right? All of that. So being out in nature is really going to help you she helps you recalibrate the earth. Using affirmations like, I am capable, I am abundant, I am limitless. That can help too. Practice mindfulness awareness. Stay present and observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment. Working with energy tools, crystals, Reiki, sound healing, or other tools can help you with elevating your energy. Another thing that I do, because it was asked what I do, sometimes I'll go to a trusted practitioner. Like I go to Pam, who does Reiki here on Friday mornings. I go to Pam for my Reiki sessions because I just feel better afterwards, right? So sometimes like go for a massage, or maybe there's like acupuncture, right? There are different people that can, help us with filling our cup up as well. So, some practical tips for manifesting and aligning with your desire: set clear intentions on focus on the what and not the how, right? Let me get clear. Let me be mindful of and pay attention to what I am thinking. Trusting the process and let go of control over the timeline. Oh my gosh, it's a hard one, right? I want it now. That timeline. Align your actions with your intentions. If you're wanting to meet more people to socialize, you need to get out there and maybe go out and to do new things and connect with different people, not the same old, right? So you need to change your environment. And that pretty much. So, just a couple more things in my notes because I know we're running out of time, and I know that some of you wanted questions answered. I still do have to pop off at 11. So there are some books or meditations or workshops to help you with expanding your consciousness. Um, Even having that inquiry, putting that inquiry out there that really want to shift my vibration. I want to align with my divine potential. Put it out there and then pay attention to the alignments and who comes into your light, as well as the thoughts that start popping in your head. And then the urges, like the healthy urges, like, oh, that feels like, you know what? I've been thinking about this. I think I want to go maybe learn about sound healing. And then next thing you know, Facebook is going to start bringing you sound healing classes, right? Or opportunities to go to an event. It's funny how that happens, right? That is something that happens, right? Is that a certain vibe that we're putting out there, right? And that's an alignment, right? So just getting more clear, being more present, paying attention to your thoughts, paying attention to the resistance, and being a proactive participant in your life is by taking responsibility for your actions and the energy you're putting out, the energy that you're taking in, right? Is most certain are factors in your manifestations and your experiences here on this planet. All right, so I just wrapped it all up. Okay, so Trisha says that she purchased a pendant about 15 years ago. Oh my gosh. And I'm anxious. And when she's anxious, she rubs it and like she holds on to it. That I do that a lot and meditate and it calms you. Aw. I'm going to just answer a couple questions. And I know Marjorie, she was pretty much the first one that popped on and set her alarm for today. So she's hoping for a message from her forever 24-year-old only child, your baby girl. You have a connection with her, but so much has happened since she transitioned that I feel disconnected, my energy pulled elsewhere. So I want to say, first and foremost, she's always with you. And sometimes the focus and your journey, your focus is in this experience here. And as you continue to have these experiences here, it will shift your consciousness and raise your vibration. And the reconnection is going to look, feel, and be different because you are different, because the lenses of your perspective, the lenses like glasses are perspective and how you connect with her and she's able to connect with you. So remember, it's a two-way process. And so she knows on the other side, she knows that you're busy with things happening in the here and the now. And I picked up my cards and this was the bottom card and it popped up and I felt like this is part of the message. And that's the 5 of Wands. So your beautiful daughter knows that at this time and for a little bit of time and maybe a little bit longer, like 8 or 9 months, there are experiences that you're having that she knows you're going to be like kind of unavailable. And so she's busy doing other stuff. She is learning and growing and continuing to have her spirit experience. Now, it doesn't mean that you won't feel her essence, because I feel that there are certain holidays and experiences and number sequences that she drops in. And she's like, here I am. And then it's like here and gone. But she knows that you're busy and she knows that you need to focus on what's happening in the here and the now. She will always, always, always be with you. And there is something, oh, I got the chills around this message. There is something about 3 hearts. 1, 2, 3. I feel like boom, boom. They might even be overlapping. And I have 3 hearts. And you, if it doesn't resonate right away, it will. You'll know exactly what that is. But she does come in and visit you. So she knows you're busy. It's like, I know you're not available right now. So I'm not going to complicate things by dropping in as much. And it's an alignment. So she says, she's making a joke, I'll be back. So there are references to those kind of movies. So Stacey, who likes the movies that are kind of like action films, like Arnold Schwarzenegger? There's something with like the Terminator and I'll be back. She's making a joke. I felt like she had a really great sense of humor and she was beautiful inside out, beautiful soul. There's something about also, it's like I want to talk about like little baby bird, like a little baby bird, like a hummingbird or like just a smaller bird. There's something with a smaller bird, but I like a blue. I like a little blue bird. It might even be a pattern. It might be like like China, fine wear China. There's something with like a small blue bird. Okay, so Marjorie says her daughter, her mom and dad, and yes. And she was funny. And Barb's question is, have I ever considered sound healing on Zoom? I might try it again. I know sometimes it's weird, like the sound goes in and out. I have to play with my microphone and the tone, the setting on it, because I have a Yeti microphone. So we'll work on that, Barb. Thank you. Thank you for your inquiry. And I hope to see you this year. Let me know when you make your plans, because I will move some things around. And Marjorie says she was so funny. And who is a titmouse? Okay, so who is that? I'm going to switch over here. Hello, friends on Instagram. If you have a quick question, just type it in on Instagram. And then, hold on here. Let me just see here. Oh, it's a bird. Okay. Oh, it was a bird. Okay. You're welcome. Just reading comments. Oh, I did want to just speak this energy before I close up for Stacey. So this is the 5 of Wands. And as you can see, there's a lot going on there. So Stacey, there is a lot for you to navigate through and have been dealing with. And I just see so much change, like shifting gears for you, and that you are really being pushed outside of your comfort or led or guided outside of your comfort zone. Yeah. Don't forget to breathe. Okay. All right. There's Aisha. Hello, new friend there. So on YouTube. So I only have a couple more minutes. Gina wants to know about her mom that has passed. Let's see. So Gina, who is the military? Because she wants to show me she's with the military person, and I have a male that I just feel like very handsome, and he had that very disciplined personality as well. And so your mom is referencing the military person. So it's either someone that is here that is in the military, but I kind of felt it was somebody with her with the military. And so Marjorie said, I love hummingbirds. So did mom. New job. Yes, good. So Marjorie, there's a lot going on there for you. All right. So I'm going to switch over to Instagram. So could you give me an insight for the tower moment I'm currently going through? We'll shoot, my friend. keep moving forward for that tower moment, right? So the tower is necessary because it brings things to the light that we are ready to break through with some of our belief systems. So I will pull a card for you with that. Seven of Cups. So be mindful of your emotions and how there has been, there is, and there may continue to be the roller coaster of emotions. And do not take the bait. Try not to. I don't usually say do not. Try not to take the bait. And it's like I feel like you got to dial it back. Not saying you cannot have your feelings or your emotions. It just is that we need to recalibrate at this time. There's you could be your focus. I feel like your focus is being pulled in so many different directions. I feel like there are some instigators around you as well, my friend. Just be mindful of that. Some people, it's just, gosh, they are such a shit stirrer. And they don't need to tell me that. If you are really trying to like ground yourself and refocus and recalibrate, you don't need gossipy distractions. Just make sure that you're kind of like saying, I don't need to know about that. I just feel like you're being pulled in so many directions. And what's happening is that those shit stirrers, they can feel the difference in your energy. It's not intentional, but they're feeling your attention go elsewhere because you're trying to manage and trying to like gather it all up and collect yourself. And when people feel that the attention isn't on them, they sometimes like just use whatever toolbox, the drama, like a hook in that way. And I'm just going to advise you to just be mindful, try to ground yourself, spend time in nature, and maybe journal a little bit about who you spend the most time with around you, and kind of look at that like that's a shit stir, that's an alignment and an inspirational type of connection. Okay, so I hope that helps. Just give it like 3 to 4 more weeks of all of this. And my friend Builder Shell says, that's exactly right. Thank you so much. You're very welcome. And I'm getting better at not taking the bait. Thank you. You're welcome. Oh, her last husband passed, Gina says. I'm going back to Gina here on YouTube. She said her last husband passed. And yes, they are together. They are spending a lot of time together. So they're working on collective goals and experiences together. Okay. Let's see. Scooch him on over here. Instagram. I'm just reading some of the questions here. And then Patty's question is, if you take questions, so I'm going in order. If you're taking questions, should I hire a private investigator? Connected with one last night. Will this help with my son? Card fell down. So this will be your yes or no. I'm hearing the question, are you sure? And so this card is reversed. Apprentice of Swords. So this is the Knight of Swords reversed. I feel like there are more details that are going to come to light, and this may not be the best time to connect with a private investigator. Patty, you have your free will, your choice to do whatever it is that you decide and choose to do. But right now, and as an answer from Spirit, they're saying to wait a little bit. And I feel like you do have that hesitation anyway, so listen to that hesitation. There's more that needs to come to light, and maybe this is not the time to connect with him. Okay? All right. Hello, those on Instagram. All right. Joni's question is, what about a verbally abusive ex that attacks your kids? This has been hard. Yeah, that is really hard, and there's only so much you can do. And I know you know this, Joni, Lynn, that they have chosen the parents and the families that they're born into. This is helping them with their healing journey of not taking things personally. And unfortunately, that's someone who whom they wish they had a closer connection with is unhealthy for them. The connection is unhealthy. What you can do, what they can do as well as create healthy boundaries and really work on some of the questions or the work that Byron Katie does, BYRON KATIE does, and asking the questions: is it necessary? Is it true? Do I know it to be true? Is it helpful? I might have missed a couple questions, but that might help them on their journey and sorting through that. I feel that for you continuing to stay neutral, and I'm not saying to bypass what's going on, but trying not to feed the fuel and to try to help them with sorting through it and asking those questions too, right? Well, you know that that's ridiculous and it's not true. I don't know that about you, right? Saying to them, I don't believe that to be true about you, or that's your father and he has his way of doing things and you have yours, and they don't need to be forced to be around him. And you can work with the spirit of someone even when they're alive and ask within a meditative, intentional prayer of intention, asking to communicate with their spirit self, their higher self, and asking for healing and to know that they love this person, but it's really hard for them to be around them, and so on and so forth, for you to ask to communicate with your ex's spirit and to be a spokesperson on behalf of your children, and to remember that they are breaking the mold of some of the paternal energies and karma and lineage by choosing healthier scenarios for themselves moving forward. They're doing things differently. That's a hard one. Hi, Christy. I'm about ready to end the live. Join me next Friday, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. And I just wanted to look at this one comment because I see it as helpful. Hold on here. I'm just seeing what Marjorie said. Can she carry me around in her pocket? Oh, make it very interesting for you, wouldn't it? I just wanted to comment on Ann Caston because I know that we've connected for over the years. You made a mind-blowing discovery recently, an incredible probability coincided with some of your ancestral family members. I love that. I just want to say that, like, I'm celebrating because I know that I have seen that, like, you have kind of hit a wall here and there, and that wall got busted through. It just got chipped away and blown away. So hold on. This is perfect. This is a perfect example of that story about Magellan. So if you're just tuning in, go back and watch the beginning about Magellan the Explorer and where you're at now, and how through the path of the journey, your path, you're living, experiencing, and putting something to the side. The timing came in divine timing, and something opened and shifted. It was unlocked because of your journey and the timing and the collective of the people, the ancestors that you're working with. You tipped a critical mass point. Woohoo! How exciting. And I'm so happy to hear that. And so I feel like that is the message. It was a critical tipping point within the ancestral collective for you. And it shifted. Oh my gosh. How exciting. Right. So I know, my friends, that many of you still have questions, but I do need to hop on off here, and I have a full day scheduled of different things that I need to do. And thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in and joining all of us. So hopefully some seeds were planted, and yeah, thank you for always being here and checking in with us and visiting us at the storefront. Oh my gosh, we have so many awesome new, more decks, like astrology decks, astrology oracle. I didn't even talk about any of this. Marchetti tarot. I've added more crystals, some online as well, and just we would love to see you here and there, if not online, if not in store, online as well. And I thank you. So I'm going to end this session with all of you for today. I look forward to seeing you soon. Hopefully next Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern to 11 a.m. Eastern, trying to get on earlier than later. And have a blessed week, everyone. Weekend and week, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Namaste, my friends. Bye-bye. Thank you, everybody. Much love.